Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is a video I've wanted to film for ages, but I finally just sat down, wrote a list and picked out all of my absolute favourite products from the drugstore or high street. These are things that I love, they're just my favourites. Most of my makeup is from the drugstore, sort of cheaper end, so I really sort of know those products and I have quite a few of them, and I've just picked out my absolute favourites and I'm going to tell you why. I have quite a few bits to get through, so I'm going to do it quite speedy. I'm not going to spend too long on each product, just so I can sort of condense this video down. But these are all of my favourites, so just know if I'm showing them in this video then it means I really love them. So the first one is my favourite drugstore primer, and I'm not a huge primer person, but this is one that I definitely find makes a difference, and it's the No. 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base, and it's just a sort of white consistency, and I just find that this definitely just mattes out my face completely, and this makes such a difference. You can feel it as soon as you put it on the skin that it's like mattifying the skin, and I have like quite oily skin, so I find that this is just perfect. One of my nails is just a little bit chipped, so sorry about that if you noticed that, but this is just one of my go-to bases for primer and it makes a massive difference, and if you have oily skin then this is definitely one to try. For foundation I have two. I have a BB cream, which is the Rimmel Matte BB Cream, and this is in the shade Light, and I use this for like tons of the summer and I absolutely love it, and I just put it out again today and I've got it on now, and I just find again that this really helps to keep me matte and sort of control the oils, and this is really the only BB cream that I've ever found that I actually really like. So I've used up pretty much all of this, so I probably will repurchase it soon, but this is just my favourite BB cream from the drugstore, and yeah, I love this stuff. Again, like kind of good for oily skin, that kind of thing. And then for foundation I have my L'Oreal True Match, and this is definitely a sort of newer favourite, but I can tell already I've been using it for a while. I actually had a different shade for a while, but this shade matches me a lot better, and this is W3. And this just gives a really good coverage, sort of medium but buildable. I quite like just putting one layer on, and then it sort of stays put all day. It's quite long lasting, and that's the thing I love about it. I find that drugstore foundations just tend to disappear off my skin, and this one just stays put. I don't actually have a concealer. There's a few that I love from the drugstore, but there wasn't one that I like absolutely adore, so I thought I would just not put that in. But I do have this concealer which I use as a contour, sort of cream contour, and this is the No. 7 Match Made Concealer. There's quite a few No. 7 products in here. I really love No. 7 brand. I think it's quite underrated, but there's some really good stuff. But this is in Mocha, and if you've been watching my channel for a while you'll probably have seen me talk about this, but I haven't really mentioned it lately. But I kind of pulled this back out again yesterday and I really do love this. I was looking for sort of a darker concealer, cream concealer to use as a contour, and this is the one I found, and there's not many in the drugstore. Most of them are too light, and this is just a gorgeous shade and just works really great for cream contouring at a budget price, and I think this is like £7.50. I'm not sure how this would be for like actually concealing. It's quite thick. I feel like it'd be quite good for blemishes, so I kind of want to try it out for that, get more of a skin tone colour, but I absolutely love this for contouring. And then for bronzer from the drugstore, I absolutely love Bourjois. I've got two here. I've got the bronzing primer, which is sort of a cream bronzer, and I love this stuff. I used it a tiny bit today. You probably can't see, I kind of powdered over it, but I just think this is such a good product and quite a different one for the drugstore. I've never found anything else like this in the drugstore, and it's just really easy to use. It sort of blends out really nicely. It's quite natural looking, and it smells like chocolate as well, which is amazing. I love the sort of chocolate range in Bourjois, but yeah, I really love this for I use it for contouring, and it just is so natural looking and just you can't really get it wrong. And then also a newer favourite is the Bourjois Delice de Poudre Duo, and it's the chocolate bronzer, but it's the one with the highlighter in it, and I just love this. I have the one with just the bronzer and I really like that one, but I really love the fact that this has a highlighter as well. I just find that it's just so great and one of my favourite sort of highlighters from the drugstore. It's probably my new favourite. For blush, there's only one product I can mention, and it is the Natural Collection blushes, and I have 6 shades of this, so all the shades, and I just love these. I love every single shade. I think my sort of standouts, I really love them all. The ones I use the most are Peach Melba and Sugar Plum. which are these two here. And I love everything about these blushes. They're super affordable, only $1.99, and they are like really easy to get hold of in Boots, and they are super long lasting and pigmented and matte, and I just love them all. I sort of collected them all. I picked one up by accident at first, and I'm so glad I did. This is like probably my favourite find from the drugstore. Absolutely adore these blushes. If you've been watching me for a while, then you'll know that. I just love these. They're my favourite blushes from the drugstore, and I pretty much reach for them every single day because I just love them. I have like other blushes, like high-end ones and that kind of thing, but these are just my go-to and my favourites. For powder, I can't not mention my NYX HD Studio Powder. This is my, again, go-to powder that I just love, and it's just a translucent powder. I just find that it gives a really flawless finish and just sort of just sets all my makeup down and just does exactly what I want it to do, and I've been using this for months now, and yeah, I just love this one. For eyes, I've not really got that many things. I think in terms of eyeshadows, I'd give a shout out to the Makeup Revolution palettes. I definitely love my Iconic one. That's one of my sort of drugstore faves, but these are the most long-lasting eyeshadows that I've ever used, and they are the Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeshadow paints, and I have Golden Bronze and Rich Russet, and these are just definitely the most long-lasting I've ever used. They don't crease on me for quite a long time, and literally every single thing creases on me. So the fact that these don't crease for quite a few hours is amazing. I'm pretty sure they didn't crease for maybe like 5 hours or something, which might not sound that long to some of you, but I reckon on most people these will absolutely last all day without a primer. So I love these, and I really love the shades as well. These are the only two that I have and the only two that I probably would use. The other shades are a bit kind of like funky, but I love these two. They're gorgeous, especially this. I love Rich Russet as just a sort of bronzy shade, but even Golden Bronze is not really my kind of shade normally, but I absolutely love it. I love this formula of it, and yeah, it's one of my favourites. So these two are just my favourite drugstore eye products that I own. And my absolute favourite Holy Grail mascara is Maybelline the Rocket, and this is the waterproof version. This is just my favourite mascara. I'm wearing it today. I sort of try out different ones and then I think, oh, this is quite nice, but then as soon as I go back to this, I'm like, this is the best and this is why I love it. I curl my lashes with my eyelash curler and I put this on and I have so much control over it, and it just gives me the length that I really need. My lashes are quite short and straight, so this just holds the curl and just makes them seem so much longer than they are, and it volumizes as well, but not too much. I think it's just a really great sort of, it's just the perfect mascara, I find. And then for my lower lashes, I always use my No. 7 Stay Perfect mascara. It has a super little wand, which I just love for lower lashes. It's so easy to just sort of get in there, get in at the lower lashes, and it doesn't smudge and it stays put all day. I have problems with mascara smudging, especially under my eyes, and this one never ever smudges. So these two are my sort of dream mascara combination. I also want to mention my Maybelline Gel Liner, which is just a black liner, and this is just the favourite gel liner that I've tried from the drugstore. I've tried the L'Oreal one as well, but I just find that this one is, I just prefer this one. I find it's just really black and pigmented and just easier to apply and just sort of goes on smoothly with the angled brush, and it's just my favourite gel liner. In terms of pencil liners, I think the only ones I would mention is my Rimmel Scandaleyes in black, which I use to tightline every day, and that's my favourite for that. But for my lower waterline, is probably not one from the drugstore that I've tried that I absolutely love. Okay, let's move on to lips. For lipstick, my favourite drugstore lipstick is, well, definitely my most used one is my Rimmel Moisture Renew lipstick in Nude Delight, and this is just one of my favourite nudes. I've used up probably at least a third of it, and yeah, this is just my favourite drugstore nude lipstick, most used, and I just love the formula especially, but this is my favourite shade from the range because I definitely wear nude lipsticks more, and I just find that this is a beautiful peachy nude and I love the formula. It's just super creamy and really easy to wear and apply. I have a few different gloss options. I've got my Revlon Colorburst glosses, which are sort of an oldie but a goodie. They're really my old favourites I used to wear all the time. This one is in Bellini and you can kind of see where I've used up loads of it. And I'm wearing this today actually. Again, I sort of pulled it back out. This has sort of made me go through my collection and see what my favourites are. It's sort of a lighter, goes really well with the Nude Delight, lighter peachy gloss, and I don't really wear as light shades anymore, so that's why I don't use it as much now, but I love the formula of these. This is Crystal Lilac there, I love that one as well. And then I have another one, this is Peony, which I didn't use as much, but I really love the formula of these, and I like the applicator as well because it's kind of bigger and sort of the flat doe foot, if you can see that. I really, really love these. Used to use them all the time. If you go back through my old favourites videos, you'll definitely see these. And then a newer one is my Essence lip gloss in Nude Kiss, which I just adore. It's not sticky and it's sort of the similar kind of applicator, and it's just this really gorgeous mauvey pink colour, which I'm obsessed with. I say that every time I show this in a video, but I love that one. I love the formula, just the fact that it's not sticky and it's just glossy and just the right amount of shine is great. And then finally, a really new favourite is the NYX Butter Gloss in Tiramisu, and this one's super new, so I definitely am going to have to play around with it more, but I love the colour of it, and I love it's probably more opaque than the others and less shiny, but just got a sheen. These do have a strong smell. If you smelt them, you'll know what I'm talking about, just a really sweet cupcake smell. So if you like the smell and can deal with it, then it's good, but if not, then maybe not one for you. Another thing that's sort of a high street thing is the Bubblegum lip scrub from LUSH, and I just love this. This is really good for exfoliating the lips, and another one of my favourite sort of high street products. And it just removes all that dead skin, so you just get a really smooth surface for when you apply lipstick or lip gloss or whatever. For nail polish, there's only really one that really stands out to me, and that is the Rimmel I Love Lasting Finish nail polish, and this just lasts longer than my others, so that's why I'm going to throw this in here. This is in Marshmellow Heaven, and it's one of my favourite nail polish shades that I own. I just have a few sort of non-makeup favourites. The first is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I could probably mention quite a few Real Techniques brushes. Some of my favourites are the setting brush, the blush brush and the powder brush, but I specifically want to mention the Miracle Complexion Sponge. It's a little bit dirty and it's not very wet at the moment, but this gives the exact same results as the Beauty Blender. I sort of go between the two. The Beauty Blender has its pros over this, and this has some pros over that as well, but the results are just the same, and I find this is one of the best things in the drugstore. And it's so comparable to the Beauty Blender, which is like 3 times the price. I also want to mention my L'Oreal Micellar Water, which I love to remove makeup. It's my favourite micellar water that I've tried, and again I've raved about it quite a lot. It's one of my favourites. I find that it removes everything apart from really stubborn sort of waterproof mascara, but it's definitely my favourite micellar water. I think this stuff is amazing. You can use this to remove makeup all over your face and then use like a separate eye makeup remover for your eyes, and it just works wonders. Finally, I have 2 sort of body items that I want to mention, which are really affordable. The first is the Vaseline Spray and Go. This is the cocoa butter one, and I just find this is so great for sort of lazy days / every day in my life. Just for moisturising, it's just really quick. You can just spray it straight onto your body, rub it in, and that's it, you're done. And I just find it saves so much time, and it really just means I moisturise more often. And also the Dove Summer Glow Nourishing Lotion. This is a gradual tanner, and I love this stuff. This is for fair to medium skin, and I just love this. Again, it's sort of really good for sort of lazy people. You do have to sort of build it up, but I find it gives a really natural looking tan, and it actually works, and you don't need like a mitt or anything. You can just use your hands with no like gloves and stuff, and you can just wash them straight away and they'll be fine. And if you use this for like a few days in a row, it'll just build up, and then just keep putting it on every like other day or something, and it's just really great. This is sort of really good for tanning newbies like me. So that's all of the products really that I absolutely adore from the drugstore and the high street. So I hope you enjoyed this and heard about some products that you haven't heard about before, and then maybe you'll check them out. If you have any drugstore favourites that I didn't mention, then please leave them down below, because I love affordable products and I would love to hear about all of your favourites and maybe pick them up in the future for myself. So if you did enjoy this, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!